Thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you guys all for the support of my last video. I really appreciate it. In this video, I'm just going to be going over some of the money grabbing tactics that I've saw in Overwatch 2 thus far. Now before I get started, I just want to put a quick disclaimer out there saying this video is purely for entertainment purposes. My first kind of bullet here is going to be locking the Overwatch 2 beta behind a $40 paywall. One thing that really didn't sit right with me is putting an Overwatch 2 beta, which was a free-to-play game, behind a paywall. Why put the game behind a paywall if it's going to come out and be free? Does that really make sense to you guys? Do you guys remember that watch point pack that they put out there? The thing that was constantly on your screen, you could saw it on the Blizzard launcher, the Overwatch client itself, it was just everywhere, you could not get rid of it. It's like a virus. I just don't understand all of that. We've already bought the $60 game, and yes, I understand that is just a license, before I get attacked in the comments. And yes, we did pay for our years of fun on the game with a $60 license. But why not just let us play the Overwatch 2 beta for free? I mean, come on. Many of us have already spent countless dollars on loot boxes and other in-game things that we could buy. League skins, Pink Mercy, just tons of different things. Kind of on the same note as the buying the in-game items, the legacy credits in Overwatch 2, they should not be separate from the Overwatch 2 credits. Now let me explain this a little bit more for you guys. So in case anybody didn't know, in Overwatch 2 there are two different forms of credits. You have your old, quote, legacy credits, and your new Overwatch 2 credits. Now these credits are not the same, and they are not equal. So with the legacy credits, you're simply only able to buy the skins that are old, the skins that came out before Overwatch 2. You can't use these credits at all in the shop. Now what Activision Blizzard did, in order to make sure they're still getting money out of you, is increasing the price of every skin, every other item, by 2. So instead of a skin costing 1,000 credits, now it's 2,000. So your 60,000 credits, which would have been 60 legendary skins, is now 30 legendary skins. Does that make sense to you guys? It kind of upset me when I saw that. You know, I was looking in the shop, I'm like, oh, this looks like a cool thing to buy, you know, the Zen package. But I can't. It's locked behind a paywall. That just really did not sit well with me. So if you want any sort of new item, you must buy the Overwatch 2 credits, making your legacy credits practically useless. Overall, I just think this is a very shady practice that's made it seem like a nice thing that Blizzard's doing, when in reality it's just to drain you of all your old credits. My next point is going to be about locking heroes behind the battle pass. So I want to ask you guys a question before I start this. Why do you guys think Fortnite's famous? Because it's fun? Because it's free to play? Honestly, I completely disagree. I think the ability to have fair games that are based on skill and paying only for our cosmetics is what makes Fortnite so famous. Seeing the pro players, you know, the skins are so nice and they're so cool and flashy that you actually want to buy them. But there's other players that just don't buy the skins and just play the game for what it is, and they win the games because everyone's equal. At its core, Overwatch is a team game, using combos and coordination in order to win the game. But what happens when the enemy team is able to play Kiriko and your team can't? How are you supposed to win when Blizzard accidentally overtunes every new hero that joins the game? Doesn't that make the game pay to win? Does that sound like fun? Does that sound like old Blizzard to you guys? In Overwatch 2, they made a very aggressive move to sort out the players that pay and the ones that don't. Moving on, I think Overwatch simply forgot all of the old players who purchased the game. The original Overwatch players were not granted anything special. They didn't give us the premium battle pass for free for season 1, which I understand they didn't have to do, but I feel like that would have been a really nice gesture for saying, hey, thank you so much for the last 6 years. I really appreciate you guys keeping this game alive and keep money coming in for us. I really appreciate that. Here's the battle pass. Didn't even give us that. No exclusive perks, skins, items, sprays, player icons, nothing. You don't get anything for owning the original game. Not to mention the players that purchased several copies of the original Overwatch game, whether for a Smurf account or account that they just want to play on with their friends for a quick play or whatever else the case would be. Just all those accounts going away because they're locked behind a phone number now. And I know me personally, I don't know how the rest of you guys feel on this, but I feel like all my progress is just gone from the original game. Yes, I have all my old skins and gold guns, and I guess I get a little icon on my profile that shows I was a gold border. It just kind of upsets me that it looks like my progress is gone. I can't even view my past seasons. It's just not very, I don't enjoy it. My final topic is going to be how Overwatch, Activision Blizzard, whatever you want to call it, gave us half the game at launch that was full of bugs and no PvE. But strangely enough, perfectly working systems to make transactions for coins in the battle pass. Do you guys remember launch at all? Not being able to log into the game, getting kicked out. I remember on launch day, me and two of my friends sitting in queue for 6 hours to play the game for 10 minutes and then getting kicked out and rejoining queue. I played from 3 p.m. when the game launched on my time zone to 3 a.m. when I finally gave up to go to bed. It was an awful experience for me and I don't wish it upon anyone. The fact that they didn't have PvE at launch really, really upset me. Granted, I know this is a whole new topic, basically an entirely new game. They're throwing all these new things into PvE, which I completely understand. But what happened to the Blizzard touch? It seems like they've lost it. I never would have thought that Blizzard will launch an incomplete game under any circumstances. But here we are. These things just really don't settle well with me, and I really genuinely hope Blizzard can get everything sorted out with their company and the misconduct cases going on against them and all the poor treatment of women in their company. I really, really want that all to get solved. Secondly to that, they need to fix their games. First they had the Diablo fiasco with the pay-to-win walls, and now they're kind of trying to drag that in to Overwatch 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would really appreciate a like, a comment, and share with some of your friends if you don't mind. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.